Hello everyone, welcome back to WB Blacksmithing. Today we're going to be finishing these two hammers. As you might know from the last video I made, I sent out some of this same material to be analyzed. It came back a couple days ago and I've been discussing it with a couple people, and we all believe that the material actually is shear steel instead of any modern type of steel, let alone a specific alloy of steel. The reason we believe that is basically that there's almost no alloyed elements in the material. The only thing that's really in there is iron, obviously, and a ton of carbon. Very high carbon. It's about 1%, which is very high. This definitely has a lot more carbon than basically any hammer I've ever made, which is kind of cool. So what we're probably going to do here today is just grind these, get them ready to be hardened, and then quench the faces and pins in oil just to be safe. We don't want to crack it. Check to make sure that they're hard from the oil, and if they are, we'll clean them up and draw temper from very hot at the cheeks, probably about a black heat if we can without getting these too hot, and go to a dark straw at the faces, because with all that carbon these should get pretty hard and brittle. We don't want them to stay that way. We want them to get tough. That's what we're going to do. Okay guys, these are hardened. They're almost cool enough to touch now. Anyways, what I wanted to say was, these aren't tempered yet, by the way. I have to wait for them to cool down, and then I have to sand the faces and stuff and the pins off so I can watch the temper colors. But anyways, these are hardened from the oil, but they're not as hard as a modern file, which is what I use to feel if they are hardened at all. And I would say they are relatively hard, but if I use the corner edge of this and push pretty hard, I can still get a little bit of material off, so they're not quite as hard as this, which is understandable and probably actually what we want for a hammer, for a forging hammer. I can still get it to bite in a little bit, but definitely nowhere near as much as it would bite in to a mild steel or an unhardened steel, for that matter. Okay guys, so what we can do here to differentially temper these hammers is take a drift, heat it up to a white hot or yellow hot or whatever heat, and stick it in the eye of the hammer, and just basically leave it there until enough of the heat from this radiates into the hammer. And it might take a few heats. I'll be back when that's done. I just don't have a good area to show you that, and it would be kind of boring anyways. Okay guys, sorry if it's a little bit shaky. I just wanted to show you this real quick. I got them tempered. Now I just need to wait for them to cool down. Here's that, for example. You can see that. Golden colored. Doesn't show up here on camera very well, as I can see. But you can see that. Seems to be a lot more defined in person, but hopefully you guys can get the gist. Guys, these hammers are cool. I haven't cleaned them up yet, but I just wanted to show you something. Whenever you forge, harden, and temper a hammer, if the face has been at least rough ground and you're done heat treating, to test your heat treating, if you want, and you're worried about it or whatever, if you have a good anvil, like not a Harbor Freight cast iron anvil, one that actually has some rebound, to test hardness, you can use the hammerhead like so. And if it bounces, then that means your hammerhead is hard, which we already knew that, but I'm just mentioning it here. So these definitely bounce a good amount. Just wanted to mention that real quick for you. Okay, I got the handles fitted where they both are. This is the straight peen, as you can see. This is the cross peen. I didn't show you guys because I believe I still have a video up of how I fit my handles and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's up. Hopefully it is. If not, I'll just have to make a new one sometime. But I still have to polish the sanded surfaces of the hammer, which will be the face and the edge of the peens, I guess. I do that on the buffing wheel with some compound just to give it a little bit more of a even satiny finish. So they both have 14-inch handles, as you can see, all fitted up. 2-wedge system to hold the heads on. They're hickory handles, by the way. I think they turned out pretty decent. The buffing wheel will give the faces and peens a nicer surface finish. And I have to sand this little mark off and sand off the marks from my hands. And then oil until the customer can pick them up. At this point, from my perspective, I haven't told the customer yet that they're done, but I'm sure you'll see him comment on the video, and I'm sure right after this I'm going to be messaging him. So there you go. Straight peen and a cross peen hammer, both from a Little Giant Power Hammer die. Pretty neat. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys like this one.